Hey, what's up guys? My name is Victor and welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about helping people navigate their ascension process. And today's video is going to talk about a specific type of synchronicity that is actually best to ignore. Most synchronicity, for at least most of my awakening, was like symbolism of guidance, of letting me know I'm on the right path, showing me that perfect timing and like magic exists in this world. But as I progressed, I started to experience a lot of synchronicity, a lot of repetitive signs in my world and patterns that just seemed very off. They were questionable. They were they were like fear-based, paranoid feeling, almost like warning me. And because I've trusted my synchronicities for so long, I took them very seriously, and I really concerned myself like, wow, I really need to get to the bottom of this because I'm being shown that this potential disaster is lying up ahead of the road and I need to figure out how to avoid this. That was like the message I took. But what was really happening is that because the energies are so refined now and we are so quickly manifesting anything, good and bad, in alignment and out of alignment, things within our consciousness out there in the physical world, I was getting synchronicity that was reflecting not my higher guidance, but my fears and anxieties and energetic baggage. It's starting to kind of be, again, demonstrated out there in the real world. And you can know the difference by how it makes you feel. For years, when I would see synchronicity, I would feel great. I'd feel, wow, yes. You know, I'm on the right track. This feels so good. Thank you for the confirmation. Or, oh, hey, buy this book. I'd be at the bookstore and a book would wink at me and kind of pop out at me. And then it'd be 11:11 and go, wow, this is the right book. And I'd take it home and sure enough, it was the right book. It was like, wow, it just spoke to me. And that's kind of what synchronicity, again, represented. But now it's different. Now it's expanded and we have to be very fluid and adapt with the times. And now there's no question that whatever's going on in here, you're going to see it out there many times in the form of synchronicities, dreams. But it's up to you and me to discern what is something I should just blindly listen to as a sense of like, okay, my higher self saying to do something because it's going to be in my best interest, and what is something I should question. And when this happened to me, it scared the crap out of me because, again, I never experienced it before. And I was getting warnings about my daughter, something bad happening to my daughter. I had like the sense and all these different, like when I draw tarot cards and all these different synchronicities saying that your daughter's in danger. Another one was your house is going to catch fire. I had these crazy, scary, like, sign. Another one was that my neighborhood was very dangerous and we needed to move quickly. You know? And I was like, wow, I better figure out how to avoid this fire. I better figure out how to save my daughter's life. And it literally, I mean, they were so real to me. Usually these phony synchronicities come when you're trying to press outside your comfort zone, when you're trying to shoot for the stars, and all of the past experiences, things you were taught and told, and the influences on you as a younger kid or child. They're starting to kind of flare up because they're being provoked by, again, you going way outside of your equilibrium, and therefore you shouldn't do that. This you know, warning, paranoid types, fearful type of things you're inhabiting you might see in the form of synchronicity. But you always have the right to question what you're seeing. And that's what I had to do, and that's the way out of it. And that's why I say it's best to ignore them, because if you focus on them and dwell on them and worry about them, you're going to amplify them, which just makes it seem much more like, wow, this really is a problem. I really am getting closer and closer to some sort of disaster. But that's not the case. It's just because you're getting more of what you're focusing on. So I acknowledge them. Okay, a fearful pattern somewhere is inside of me that I'm sure in a very short time will be revealed to the real source of it. But in the meantime, I got shit to do, and I'm going to keep going and pursuing my dreams, and I'm not going to allow these little fearful warnings get in the way. And I bring this up because this really was like a game changer for me. It was a very challenging thing because, again, for like 8 years, synchronicity was always guidance for me. And then, so I learned to really trust it over time. It has proven itself to be as a very worthy source of guidance. So when it started guiding me, or seeming to guide me to try to avert these like disasters, I took it very seriously. And they kept me up at night, and I just worried about it. And every time I would see these negative synchronicities, they would just scare the shit out of me. And no one told me that, hey, you don't have to listen to them. They're not all signs of guidance. So I'm telling you guys, because I know I get messages from you guys all the time, and a lot of you guys are kind of confronting me with these exact same scenarios, and like, Dick, you got to read this, man. Something's crazy is going on. I don't know if I'm going to be okay. It goes into a story that it resembles exactly what I've been talking about. So that's why I made this video, to let you guys know that you are living in a time where you are going to be experiencing much more accelerated instant manifestation, both good and bad, aligned and not aligned aspects within your consciousness are going to be all over the place. And it's up to you, the true source, just your own common sense almost, to just trust yourself to know the difference. If you're trying to do something that excites you and produces a feeling of passion and you just feel a resonance with it, and then as you're doing it, you get a warning. You maybe shouldn't do this. Maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you should avoid this. Maybe you should try something a little safer. Question that. Go do it anyway. Because the more you take action in the direction of you shooting for the stars, the more of your fears and ego self is going to be kind of flared up and triggered along the way. And now, it's always done that, but now it's just, there's another layer of it. Now it's being shown and reflected in your world because the energies are different. Again, this has always been something that's happening, just on a much more subtle scale. And I'll leave you with this. A very valuable thing to do, in addition to ignoring it and just kind of continuing on your path, is to take a few minutes when it happens to try to explore, where is it coming from? Okay, I want to go and I want to get this new job. It's exciting to me. It's in alignment with my higher vision and purpose, and I know this because I can feel it. I can feel the resonance. I can feel the natural excitement and enthusiasm associated with it when I think about it or I imagine it. I have positive thoughts. I feel very uplifted, and it feels good. And yet, I'm running into these synchronicities that are saying, don't go forth. It's dangerous. This could be bad. Ask why. What in me, what belief must I be buying into, even on an unconscious level, that would produce this phenomenon? And when you can get to the source and realize, oh, there was this one time when I was in third grade and I wanted to enter this painting contest because I love painting so much, and this jerk-off kid next to me said, you're not going to be good enough for that. I wouldn't do that, man. You're just going to be disappointed when you fail. And and that stuck to you. And now here you are, 45 years old, going for a new job promotion, and that is still there because it impacted you emotionally as a young child, and you've just been carrying that with you. But now you're living in a time when all these little things that we've collected are coming up. They're coming out. And it is our choice to heed the nudges of our spirit and go in these ambitious directions that are triggering them. But again, don't make the mistake I did. Don't allow that to stop you from going forward. Rather, figure out why it's there. And in the meantime, because oftentimes you won't be able to figure it out immediately, it'll reveal itself to you though in time. Just keep going, man. Just keep going. Ignore them and expect them. It's a new symptom that we are dealing with now, many of us. And you can see them as, for one, knowing this. Once I realized this, several months ago, it brought such a state of calm and oh, thank God. Because I was just racking up all these horrible negative synchronicities that was driving me nuts. I was constantly, with the tarot cards, constantly trying to do automatic writing, all these different techniques I do for obtaining divine guidance. I was racking my brain why am I getting these? What am I going to do about it? How do I avoid these? Once I realized, oh, they're just products of my fear. A lot of these fears really I got from my parents, I could tell. They're starting to remind me of how my parents would think about this situation. And it just clicked for me that, wow, yeah, this is just their bullshit that you're just kind of lugging around right now. And then I was like, oh, thank God. Because I really wanted to go do all these things, and I was getting all these signs not to. So the whole thing is we're stepping into our true empowerment. We don't need to only rely on outside divine guidance in the form of synchronicity and dreams. We have the wits about us to just know what to do just by asking ourselves on a very basic human level. What do I want to do? What would I like to go create? Okay, let's go do this. Your higher guidance is almost never going to come to you in the form of a warning or a fearful heat of caution. It has smarter ways of doing it and does not prefer to motivate you with fear. If there really was something for you to avoid, it would probably excite you about going somewhere else, allowing you to step outside and miss that perhaps that trajectory you were headed on. It might say, hey, go here, it's going to be awesome. You go here, it's awesome. And you won't even know that you avoided some kind of massive car accident or something. That's how these angelic guidance, this like type of guidance actually works. That's it, guys. Hope that helped. Have an amazing day. Thank you for all the support and the love, the likes, the comments, the shares. All that helps a lot. Helps the messages reach more people. And it's just very nice of you, and I appreciate every single one, okay? So thank you guys. Have an amazing day, and I will speak to you next time. Peace.